Hello and welcome. Picking up from where we last left off, we need to investigate Bastion Park, see what's going on with all these oddly named characters. Upon entering, we see that there's a crime scene here, and that this detective liked to smoke cigarettes a lot. Definitely liked smoking cigarettes. So they're trying to work out how there was a crime committed here. From the looks of it, I'd say someone exploded. I'm not a detective though, and Wolf wrote a letter to Bo-peep saying that they don't share their enthusiasm for Black Sheep and his projects, and that they'll be in Sal's Grinders in Beckley for them to meet up and talk about this, and that they should burn the note, which obviously they didn't do because we're reading it all this time later. And there's another note here from Bo-peep to Calvin, and we find out that Calvin is actually the Black Sheep. So the Black Sheep, Calvin was he was the one who was doing some experiments then, and Bo-peep is his handler, and he's working at a place called Baishi. So he's got to. They've got to handle Calvin. So this entire time, Calvin's been going on about Sheepsquatch, and some shadowy individuals have been using Calvin for something. Are they using him to hunt down Sheepsquatch? Well, the only way for us to answer that question is to head over to Sal's Grinders over in Beckley. So heading on over here, I'm going to hear some gunshots again because of the fact this quest had just come out. I was literally just now a couple of hours later. These places are quite busy, as you can see. Going inside, there's already quite a few corpses littered around. Now we need to find some traces of Wolf having been here, so just gonna once again look around literally everywhere, and the first one is pointed out there for me. There is a note, a Black Sheep dossier, and it's just like an evaluation on Calvin, talking about his mood swings and his non-functional interpersonal relationships. That sounds very familiar. So yeah, it sounds like Calvin was not a very stable individual, and yet this company, Baishi, was using him for some kind of experimentation. So heading on upstairs, we can explore some of the other rooms here. We can see there's a couple of walls blown up. There's this door's been unlocked. Having a look through, it leads up onto the rooftop. And if we check this terminal, it was literally just to unlock that door there that's already open. So having a look in here, we can see someone's already at that terminal. So let's just have a look around and wait patiently. My turn in line. This was really frustrating. I have seen some people manage to use the terminals at the same time, but it seemed a little bit buggy. It didn't seem to work for me, so finally get onto Sal's personal terminal. Now, a lot of these notes are actually just to do with the fact that this guy wanted to open his own store here, and someone opened a rival sandwich store, if you believe it, just across the street. And this guy's life just kind of spiraled into nothingness. He wasn't able to afford his waitresses, wasn't able to afford to pay any of his bills. He kept giving IOUs to his nurses, and IOUs don't pay the rent. Carrying on, just having a look through here, none of this is that relevant. Let's see, we've got some records just about how much money he made. The first year there was a lot, the second year was bad. But looks like the owners, the employees were all MIA when he checked in here. And Wolf is saying that the Black Sheep is still showing incompetence. And we have some more coordinates to go find a dead drop. And one of the messages I actually missed downstairs.
Bo-peep, you failed to make our meeting. How very unlike you. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. You never struck me as someone who would skip town when things go south. I'm gonna take a walk in the park. Maybe we'll bump into each other. If I get back and you're here, then I'll forget all about that missed meeting. If I get back and you're not, then we
So heading off back to check out this police car that it was telling us to, over for the dead drop, we find a note.
Lewisburg, a small town of big dreams, but just underneath that shining veneer lies an undercurrent of mystery and mischief. Take one Calvin Van Lowe as an example. Just your average guy who... What the hell, Klein? Are you recording again? Is that a problem for you, Sydney? My novel needs this kind of professional realism. Uh-huh. And you think it's within the realm of professional realism to just yammer on instead of actually doing your job? Can we just head over to Van Lowe's right now? We need to interview the sister about his last known whereabouts. Family. The bonds that tie us, the roots that hold us, but also the key ingredient in fratricide. Knock it off. Let's get the... Hey, check out that guy in the fancy suit. You ever see him around here before? Nope. Looks like he's snooping around now. Isn't that the Garber's summer home? The one with the flamingo out front. They left town weeks ago. Hey, we should check this out. Let's go.
Just to start with, I love that guy's voice. But this is the house with the pink flamingo around front. So looking around the back, we've got 2 corpses and another holotape.
Alright, stay close. Let's creep up to the corner here. A fancy suit, dark glasses, and a motive for murder. You cannot seriously be recording still. Does it matter? Look, he's just making repairs on that grill. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Looks like Wolf immediately killed them straight away. And this was the dead drop that Wolf was using, saying that Bo-peep's dead, possibly something to do with Black Sheep killing them, and that Wolf is going to be conducting a removal. Also, he's going to need a cleanup here because he just killed 2 cops. One of which could have had a very lucrative career in novel writing, because god damn. Actually, to be fair, I think he should have done recording himself. His voice was amazing. So we're gonna head on over to try to find that ID card and the further instructions. Gonna clear out some of the streets of the former residents here. Looks like one of them was potentially a cannibal there. We killed a glowing Wendigo. That one was definitely a regular old druggie. So if you head down the street, you come over to whereabouts it says, then you need to head up to the roof of this building. Just clear out some more of the local populace there. Just carry on up to the top. This is where the ID card is stashed. It's in this little bag here. So we can take the key card and we have some further instructions. And we need to go do laundry. Because it's laundry day, we need to wash our unmentionables and mark the calendar in the basement. Which, as you'll remember from my previous video, there was a note in there where it was talking about washing the unmentionables. So we'll head back on into Van Lowe Taxidermy and head down the stairs to the basement so we can get this sorted. Just gonna head on in here and go through the front office with all the taxidermy heads. Do quite like those, and you can place most of them in your camp now. Gonna come down here. It looks like I'm not the only one who's looking at this. So we've got the dryer and the washer there. We read this note again. It says the unmentionables need to dry with a low heat, and we need to mark the calendar for the laundry day. So let's get these on. So if we go on the dryer, we can set it to a low heat. We can set the washer to our delicates. And then looking around for the calendar, it was actually right there behind me. And someone has just unlocked it, but I'm going to close it now because I'm an idiot. And then reopen it again as well. And that's as simple as it is to get into the secret bunker. I'm assuming we can get through that blue barrier because we have that ID card. There's a lot of blood and a smashed barrier here. And behind me, if you remember from the Automatron DLC for Fallout 4, this is a robo bench. So let's have a look at this. If we try to initialize it, it says it's broken. We have quite a few check-ins here. They're looking for areas of interest, and they're sending some paperwork to this store. And they're going to be getting some Assaultron units provided for Mary's Little Lamb. The last one was less than adequate, and it won't keep running. So they're going to have a look at more. They got a new Assaultron, and it's fantastic. He doesn't want to know how they acquired it. It's got stealth capabilities, and it's just perfect. And he staged some sightings. He then had a failure. He got a warning for that. And he's saying that he does understand the frustration from HQ, and he's well aware of the costs, the risks, and I'm guessing Wolf is the big bad wolf, and he's going to come along and knock in to kill him, potentially, if he fails again. And we can see here, he has failed again, and he's been assigned a fixer, the big bad wolf. And we have another one here we can't actually access, so we can review the session logs. And we can see all of these session logs were completed. Apart from the last one. So we're going to open that one. We can retrieve the session log. And then if we pop into our Pip-Boy, we've just got a holotape called Behavioral Reprogramming. So if we open that up, we can play that.
Right. Let's see here. The script begins on page 25, so... here we are. Now beginning behavioral reprogramming on model number RX00 and so on. I, Calvin Van Lowe, hereby agree. Accountability, death and or dismemberment. Blah blah blah. Well, that was a waste of time. Okay. Listen here, Mrs. Saltron. I'm going to be augmenting your behavioral subroutines. Acknowledged. Okay then. I'll just insert the data here. Did that work? Received. Custom behavioral parameters. Sheepsquatch. Excellent. Now, this next part might seem a little odd, and to anyone listening, I assure you, this is necessary. Received. Custom behavioral parameters. Sheepsquatch. Mating rituals. Error. Request conflicts with guidelines. Report filed. Wait, what? Wait, no, it's nothing like that. It's nature. It's just for the... Wait! Execute administrative override. Received. Request for override. Confirmation needed. I confirm. Confirmed. Primary behavior will be overwritten with submitted routine. Sheepsquatch. Rebooting. Wait! No! Don't overwrite! I said override! It should only augment the... Wait. What do you... Wait. No! No! No!
So it looks like Calvin was creating his own Sheepsquatch and it murdered him. And here it also shows that he was selling the taxidermy to the Baishi company. I'm not sure why. Hilariously, Calvin got killed after trying to give his Assaultron Sheepsquatch mating rituals, and we actually have a note here from Cryptid Hunting Monthly that will explain why. So basically from this, I'll leave it on the screen so you can read it, but TLDR, basically this big shot in the cryptid community wondered about how the cryptids could have survived so long. Is it just one that's been around all this time, or do they actually have mating rituals? So is it their offspring that we see when we see them together? Is it because they're all coming together in one location as part of their mating ritual? So it's important to know these mating rituals for the people who want to hunt them, because they could use the mating rituals of cryptids that no one could prove or disprove are alive to hunt them and catch them. What kind of mating ritual he was trying to put on the Assaultron, I have no idea, because he has no proof of what that is. But yeah, so from this then, the Sheepsquatch we're hunting isn't even a biological creature. We're hunting an out-of-control Assaultron. We can actually download the coordinates here for where Wolf is going, because Black Sheep is probably dead. Mary's Little Lamb is AWOL somewhere. Bo-peep is dead. So last person we can track is Wolf. So we're going to head on over to the Garahan estate. You can see there I actually got a mounted radstag head as well. Like I was saying before, you can get all the different animals to mount in your camp now. And once we're at the Garahan estate, we're going to head on over to the elevator. Now, unless you've actually been through the Garahan mine behind me, you might not be able to get past this part. There is a key card that is required. I have it from going through there previously, but if you do go forward to try get like the excavator armor or anything like that, you're bound to pick up one of the key cards that you need, and it is literally just across the road from here. And if you head to the 3rd floor and then just keep following the stairs up, there isn't anything else hidden here regarding this quest. There is some interesting lore just regarding the building itself and the excavator power armor, but regarding this quest you just need to get to the very top floor, and up here we've got an industrial trunk, but more importantly we've got this terminal. We have some information here regarding a nephew who was the one who actually supplied the Assaultrons and was the basically connection to Wolf and this location. Because to be fair, when this first appeared I was kind of confused as to why we'd come here. Garahan wouldn't really have any connection to this kind of thing, but it turns out that her useless nephew got kicked out of Vault-Tec University, and then as a job got told to get rid of some robots, which he proceeded to sell to Mr. Wolf, who said he was a business associate. We have the emergency check-in from Wolf here, and he's saying he's got some devices that should help be able to take down the AWOL robot, but he might not make it with himself on his own, and he's left the keys over in this cache over here. So if we head on over, hit this up, we get the keys and the information, and we can head to the last location. Now this will be marked on your map, and it is a new marked location as well. I've been to this area previously, but then wasn't actually a fast travel location or anything for this. And you'll just see, usually at the moment you'll either find ghouls here, or just dead ghouls, or it'll be empty, or you might find quite a few players, because there's quite a few players we're just like wandering around this area at the minute. So you can take those out. You'll usually either get a Wendigo or a glowing one as well, from what I've seen. So if we head on over to this cabin, we can see some pylons scattered around the area. They're very important for when it comes to the event that's related to this area. But this is basically the end of this quest line. If we access this terminal, we can get the access instructions saying that we'll need a key card. We did get a key card previously from the car, along with learning how to actually make our own key cards. Here's just explaining how to do this. So the unit is actually equipped with shielding and the ability to go invisible. So the only way to do it, and a lot of people are missing out on this part, is you have to activate the pylons and have people channeling the pylons. So that means you need really 3 players at the very minimum to do this. And it is quite difficult. And you can see there the recall that says that it's been aborted. And that is actually the end for that quest line. There will be, I'm going to do another video just on how to do the fight and the key points for the fight. But that is the end of the quest line. That's where that finishes up. And there is an event kind of like Scorchbee's Queen that can go pop up on the map every couple of hours. It's very hit and miss if you get it at the minute, 'cause you have to jump between servers. But that'll be on the next video relating to this.